It's been sitting for what, about a week now? About a week. Let's turn this gas on right over on this side. We're gonna flip our key on. I'm not even gonna pull the choke. I'm not even gonna pull the choke whatsoever. We're gonna leave it just as it is. Everything is ready to go. Good morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of Bubba's Garage. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Guys, today we are spending yet another day on the Honda Rancher project. And honestly, I'm not going to go through everything. We've been knocking a lot of stuff out on this thing really, really fast. If you don't recall, in our previous episode, we kind of mentioned we were on vacation a little bit. And we still tinkered. I didn't vlog any of it, so I greatly apologize. But just real quick, here's what we got right now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to finish buttoning up the front brush guard. We're going to install a winch. We're going to put the top on. And I think after that, we'll probably give you a rundown, a walk around about what we've done over the past few weeks and where we're at. But guys, honestly, the starter problem is completely resolved. The carburetor problem is completely resolved. I'll talk more about that here in just a moment. But right now, the first thing to do is get these fans turned on because it is really humid. Right here in Texas. Yeah. And then get that winch bolted up and test it out. So we're going to get started on that really, really quick. So hopefully you guys have had a fabulous day. But today, it's another work day right here on Bubba's Garage. You ready?
Ready.
All right, let's do this. So we got our brush guard installed and we got the Harbor Freight. This is a Harbor Freight wireless winch. And honestly, guys, I actually had to install a winch plate underneath here. I cut some old metal that we actually had laying around, welded that into place for our winch, and it holds up fairly well. Ended up having to also install these tabs across the top so that when we put our lights back on, we can actually mount them here. The original mounts for that actually came across from where the winch is at and actually came up kind of like this. So I had to cut those off and I installed these new tabs here. And then if you follow us on Facebook, then you know that we stripped this completely down and repainted it. What we actually did is we used self-etching primer and then we rhino-lined it. We did the same thing with the back one. And now we're gonna install the top on this thing. We're gonna heat it up with a heat gun a little bit and kind of bring back a little bit of that color and then finish installing our panels. Bam! Just like that, guys, we got it wrapped out. Honestly, I expected putting all this back together was going to take a couple hours. It's actually been most of the day. Yeah. It's actually like 3 o'clock right now. And it honestly turned out really well. We ran into a couple of obstacles with the bolts and things like that we had to replace. But nonetheless, it is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. Now, this is really not, our full part. I mean, you really wanted to fine-tune a couple of other things we weren't able to.
Yeah, clean some other stuff up.
Replace a couple of parts, but we didn't. And again, this is Bubba's Garage. We do the best we can with what we have. Yeah. And as you noticed in the video, we used a heat gun to kind of like heat this up and get it to shine a little bit more. We're going to go over a couple of parts. We're going to do a quick rundown and walkthrough of some of the things that we replaced on it. So I talked earlier about this. We actually repainted this up. We put some self-etching primer on this brush guard, and then we rhino lined it with a can of Rust-Oleum bed liner. It turned out really well. We did not do this top rack whatsoever. I mean, unfortunately, we just didn't have time. It takes a good day to 2 days to rip that enamel off of there and really get to the bare metal. So we didn't do that at all. We did rhino line the fenders up pretty good. We replaced those. You know, we just freshened them up. Put in all new push pins in it. Now, if you recall, we did take both of the tires off and do an entire brake job. Got this ATV, it didn't have any brakes whatsoever. So the entire front hydraulic system has been completely redone. It's been flushed. It's got 4 brand new, brake calipers in there, I believe. That's what you call them. I'm not sure. We ran into some problems. We had to drill and tap a new bolt hole for our reservoir here. The rear brakes are drum brakes. We did replace all of our cabling and the brakes on that as well. We got videos to all of this there in the eye in the sky, so definitely check it out. The ignition system was shot, so we replaced the ignition key on this. Now there's supposed to be a shroud that goes right over the top here. Corey has that, so once he gets this back, he'll put that back on. We did get the reverse working properly. You know, we talked about that in one of the other episodes as well. And the thing is before you could actually be in, you know, first gear, go down to neutral and hit that reverse really quick, and it boogered up the shaft on the actual engine that goes into the rear end. It's not too bad. It's still manageable. It's still good, but we fixed it. We hooked it back up. So now we have our reverse button here, and to get it to go into reverse, you press this button, then hold your brake, and then you can press your down arrow to get to your reverse. So we replaced that, got that done, taken care of. We did the carburetor, we did the air box, we put a new breather on it. We did want to do an exhaust, but we weren't able to get to that. So we kind of jerry-rigged that up a little bit. Exhausts for these things are high dollar. They're very, very, very expensive. So we decided not to do that this go around. The shifting seems to be okay, but we're not really sure. The shifting motor might need to get replaced at some point in time, but in our testing, it seems to be doing fairly well. Coming around the back, we replaced, let me push this thing a little bit forward so we can see what we did. So we put in a new toolbox on the back with a new light there. This was very expensive to replace that part. I mean, honestly, guys, don't let somebody rear end you, because that piece right there, I don't know what was it, babe, like $125 just, not for the whole box, just for the back door with the light on it. Probably should have just put some duct tape on it and call it done, but we went ahead and replaced that. We cut down the entire rear rack, rhino lined that. We did a full loop job on it. As you can tell here, we went ahead and put a little bit of paint here as well, and got our foot pegs down here. Now the rear brake here works. It did not work when we got it. It's got a full oil change. You know what? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. It's been sitting for what, about a week now? About a week. Let's turn this gas on right over on this side. See, on. Turn this gas on. We're gonna flip our key on. I'm not even gonna pull the choke. I'm not even gonna pull the choke whatsoever. We're gonna leave it just as it is. Everything is ready to go, and there it is. And it's been sitting for about a week. We're really excited about the fact that it starts up and runs really, really well. So guys, that's pretty much the walk around on the Honda Rancher project. If you want to check that out, definitely check all of the links there in the eye in the sky. We have an entire playlist dedicated to that. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Honestly, we learned a lot about working on this Honda, so much so that we could probably almost build another one from scratch. Yeah. guys. Honestly, if you have any questions, definitely let us know. We've all learned quite a bit. I mean, honestly, Shelby was even out here working on this four-wheeler. I mean, we've been working on this for a really long time.
I've learned a lot more about four-wheelers than I ever thought I would.
Probably a little bit more than we really cared to know. But, you know, nonetheless, Corey's going to take this. He's going to run it. And honestly, he's got a few things that he's going to have to work on because we just did not have the time to wrap them out.
Right.
So, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. Guys, if you like this video, give us a huge, huge, huge thumbs up. And if you really like this video and you want to stick around to find out what happens next right here on Bubba's Garage,
And you know you do.
please subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.